Hey, it's Tory Magoo 44. Thank you for coming by. Let me just make sure I'm on the videos. I am. All right. Excellent. I'm trying to make a video on Entheta and Scientology. And what does Entheta mean? You hear it a lot. It's a term inside Scientology, which I call the Scientology Truman Show. If you haven't watched the Truman Show, watch it. But when you're inside of it, just like Truman in the movie, you can't see the walls, right? And Entheta is part of what keeps you from seeing the walls. It's a word that Hubbard created. He started with Dianetics in 1950. Okay. Some people left after a while, and he didn't want the people in the Truman Show to talk to those people that left. So he came up with this word, Entheta. I'm going to read to you, this is from the Scientology Technical Dictionary. Their view is nothing is true unless it's in this dictionary or in one of Hubbard's written books. So, just so they don't say, oh, that's Tory's interpolation, or she's just interpolating and she's just interpreting it. Here's what it is. It says, I can show it to you right here, Entheta. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, it says, Entheta means interpolated theta, thought or life, especially refers to communications which, based on lies and confusions, are slanderous, choppy, and destructive in an attempt to overwhelm or suppress a person or group. So it does sound kind of awful, doesn't it? I mean, who would want to be around Entheta, if it's just trying to suppress you and hurt you? But the fact is, most of the stuff that they label, if not all of it that they label Entheta, has to do with facts, people's personal experiences. They don't want you to hear this at all. This would be absolutely Entheta, that you would even hear this, right? And it's like, it isn't. It's me telling you, I'm reading out of their technical dictionary what Entheta is. And I'm telling you, when you're in the Truman Show, which it is, they don't know it is, but it is. It's like a mind control train. You hop on it. It's like the Hotel California. You can check in, but you can't check out. Now, that's the truth. They'll try to say that's Entheta. It's not Entheta. That's how it is. You can't leave. It's really, really tricky. Okay, the second one is just more of that. The third one is anger, sarcasm, despair, slyly destructive suggestions, which is why I made my little picture this time with this book, right? Because they'll say, oh, that's 1-1. And that was another part of the definition, is that you're under 2.0 on the tone scale. And under 2.0 is 1.1, which they say anyone with a neurological illness, which is me, I have epilepsy, even though it's been controlled thanks to my mother, who saved my life in 1972. When they tried to get me off my medication, my mother found out about it and said, either you're on your medication today and your doctor calls me today, or I'm going to fly out there. And believe me, L. Ron Hubbard and the Church of Scientology will never, ever forget your mom. And A, I didn't want to have grand mal seizures anyway. Excuse me. And B, frogs. And B, I knew my mom. She could kick serious ass, and she'd be on TV. My dad was a broadcaster for NBC. I knew my mom would be on TV telling people, don't let your kids join Scientology. And I was a true believer. I really was. So I thought, okay, I'll have my doctor call her. I'll get back on my medication. I haven't had seizures since. I had one in 79 when I finished OT3, but that's another story. Okay, so this is a book written by my friend Ben Corden and many people's friends, L. Ron Hubbard, Messiah or Madman. Now, you can see in this he had to change the cover. That's because they sued him a million times. Scientology just keeps sticking their foot in their throat. Here, this is by Russell Miller, Barefaced Messiah. These were like the only two books, and then John Atak had A Piece of Blue Sky. That was it. That was all that was really out for years, until 2008 when Anonymous showed up. Now, I will say there were tons of people that spoke out before Anonymous that helped Anonymous do what they did. But because of the volume of people with Anonymous in 2008, which was 9,000 people around the world picketing, it kind of cracked open the Truman Show. And people started coming out, saying their names. Media started really doing interviews, Nightline, et cetera, et cetera. So everything changed after that. And it will never go back to it. These stupid frogs are in my throat. All right. So also I wanted to introduce you to Mr. Anonymous, the king of Entheta. He's from Norway. Andreas started xenu.net, xenu.net. And Andreas helped me wake up and escape out. If you ever... I'm really sorry. This is awful. Why am I doing this? Why are these frogs in my throat? Isn't that just typical? The one time that you want to make a video, hang on. There you go. I needed some water. All right. Easy. Easy peasy. All right. So, now I feel like an idiot. I'm going to start.